So now everybody, you should be, I don't know how you check your balance. I think you just had slots. And I lost 5 points. Oops. Oh, I got a cap. I want a cap. Oh, no, we're not ready for the national anthem, but it's there now, so I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause the national anthem now. So any minute now, I'm going to be ringing Mark, and then we're going to be going. I just need to now get Discord up, so I'm ready to go with the interview after Mark. So we're going to have Mark on. Mark will do it. I don't know how long Mark's going to talk for, but we'll find out. And then once Mark's finished his piece, I'll introduce him first, and I want to say a few words to Mark. We'll let Mark do his bit, and after that, we're going to move on to one of the beneficiaries of Health Heroes to sharing his story. And then from there, we'll kick off and we'll smash some games out of the park. That's the plan. We're going to be here every night from 7:30. I won't be live on Facebook every night from 7:30, but that's just to let people know that if you get on Twitch, so come and get on the channel, you'll be able to celebrate Armed Forces Day with us together. We're here all week, 7:30, till around 11 o'clock midnight every night. And then on Friday, come 7:30, we'll be here again. And then together, the Armed Forces community, the Band of Brothers community, the Health Heroes community, are going to come together and celebrate Armed Forces Day like you'd celebrate New Year's Eve. So at 12 o'clock, we'll get the national anthem bouncing, and then we'll cheer in to Armed Forces Day. We'll finish at 1 o'clock, and then 11 o'clock Saturday morning, we're live for the 24-hour stream, which is going to be nuts and mayhem. So yes, that's what it is. That's the plan of events. So hopefully you're all ready. And you're ready for a good night. Let me see. I just need to see if I've got him in. Yeah, I've got him. So he's ready for the interview. I'm just going to go in and check on him to make sure he's all right. So Facebook Live, everyone who's on there, you've got about 2 minutes till it transfers off and it goes straight to Twitch. It costs nothing to sign up to Twitch. You just go on to it, get yourself squared away, click on my link, and you'll be able to join in, listen to the interviews, listen to the people speaking, join in with our celebration of Armed Forces Day. It can't be done over Facebook Live. You can't hear all the commentary and everything that's going on. But you're more than welcome to come on Twitch, and you'll be welcome with arm in arms from the Band of Brothers, from Help for Heroes, from all the military community, and you'll be able to join in all the stories and share some of your own yourself. So to all of Facebook, thank you for signing in. Good night, unless we see you on Twitch. If you come on Twitch, drop your name, and we'll see you there. John, we're shooting now to Twitch, mate. We're going to stay 2 more minutes because John's just said hello. John Quinn's a good friend of mine. We served together. So one, John Quinn, I was talking about how I look up to Mark, and Mark's someone I really look up to. Well, John Quinn is one of the same people. I really look up to John Quinn. My very first days when I was a little sprog in the army, when I went out to Iraq, John was one of the senior corporals who was highly respected, done a long time. And he's just one of them guys who's always there, and he's the guy who you looked up to. So thanks for tuning in, John. It's much appreciated, and thanks for everything you've done. John's kindly sent me when we were in Iraq together, he sent me one of his t-shirts that he still kept from Iraq, so I can send him my cousin Sam in America, who's now serving with the American Marines. So I appreciate that as well, John. The link's on my Facebook, Lisa. It's literally, I've been posting it all the time. You'll see, you know you're right, because there'll be a picture of me looking ugly on my yeah, there's a picture of me looking ugly basically in uniform. There's a link and it says something about Twitch H for H Paul. You click that, you can create a login just like Facebook. It costs nothing, and you can be here all week celebrating Armed Forces Day with us. And that's the only way you're going to get to hear the raw stories of the Band of Brothers, of people who've benefited from Help for Heroes, who've loved and breathed the military, and just out the military community we've got going, and how we're going to take this to a recovery pathway. But I'm going to have to turn it off now because our first interview is about to start any minute, and I don't like being late for Mark. But please, if you want to come and join us for the rest of the week, we're here at 7:30. And John's right. John knows me well. I'm never in uniform. I'm always in my gym kit. I love PTI kit, John. It's the only way you could get away with wearing trainers and a t-shirt and not doing your hair. Oh, I mean doing your hair, not wearing a berry. Turn it off now though, guys. I've got to get on with the schedule. Just Twitch costs nothing. Get on it. If you really don't want to get on Twitch and you don't want to put in an email and create a password, go to the donation link, and on the donation link you'll see the video there. But I've got to go because we've got them within you. Cheers for tuning in Facebook, and hopefully we'll see you on Twitch or on the donation link so you can join in them stories and celebrate Armed Forces Day with us. Out. Sorry guys, that's all I'm getting now. Just a bit. All I'm trying to do is a bit of baiting there, so to try and get them to come and join us. If they don't, they don't. Who cares? We've done our bit. Right, let's come. Without further ado, let's get Mark on the blower. Let's give Mark a call. This might work, it might not. Let's see what happens. I'm going to have to turn the volume up now, aren't I, for the desktop so you can hear Mark. Oh. I don't know what screen's better. Hello?
Good evening.
How's it going, Mark?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. There we have. We've got Mark. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to quickly blast the national anthem, then I'll introduce Mark, and then we'll crack on with it. Here we go.
Blimey.
We're officially live. So just for everybody who's tuning in, Mark, we've got about 28-30 viewers at the moment. That's on this channel, but we've also got other channels, pro streamers streaming it too, so God knows how many people are actually watching. Just to introduce Mark, so Mark is an ex-military man himself. He's someone I met when I first came across Help for Heroes, and it's someone I've looked up to ever since meeting him. He just knows what to say, knows how to lead, and he knows what he's doing. He's been with Help for Heroes from the beginning, and he's still there soldiering on. When the cards are down, when times get tough, Mark's there leading from the front. I think most soldiers, most band of brothers, everybody in Help for Heroes looks up to Mark. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hand over to Mark. Mark, you've got everybody saying hello over in the chat. I know you can't see it, Mark, but I'll try and shout some your way when people are giving you love. But your name's blasting all over the chat everywhere. So
Brilliant. Well, firstly, I'm not quite sure what to say now, Paul. You talk about a big up, and then straight after the national anthem. I think the last time I did that was probably Troopy of the Colour 1982. But it's incredible to be with you. I have to be honest to all those listening. My sort of version of gaming is when I was younger, knocking on people's doors and running away as fast as I could before the owners gave it a clip round the ear, or the Rozzers came after you and did likewise. But to be on this facility is just absolutely fantastic. And what you've done, Paul, is just incredible. You've led the way. And when we started Help for Heroes, it was all about being innovative, being new, being current, or as I say, cool, hip and trendy. And this has certainly led the way. And it's been incredible just to sit back and watch and learn. Who said they can't teach an old jog new tricks? Apparently they can. But no, credit to you and everybody that's been involved in the gaming and the Hero Up, particularly at this time. It's a tough gig at the moment. It really is. I know a lot of the beneficiaries and probably everybody in the United Kingdom is really struggling with this. People, I think, for the first few weeks thought it was sort of interesting and we could be at home and la-di-la, and then the uncertainty creeps in. And for many of our beneficiaries, that's not helpful. I guess one thing that has helped is most of us have done operational tours, so we kind of know the mindsets of being restricted and having our access restricted, both mentally and physically. But unlike our operational tours, at least when you go out the door, somebody's not trying to kill you. Well, no, actually, that's pretty much what's happening. So I think a lot of our beneficiaries have gained a huge amount of strength, and the camaraderie between the band of brothers, band of sisters, and helping each other out, and knowing there is somebody to call or have a game with, or just to have a virtual coffee is invaluable. And that is so helpful for Heroes. So just a huge congratulations, Paul, to you and everybody for the most incredible platform that you've laid on. I still can't believe I'm sitting here watching you with headphones on and the Union Jack behind. Absolutely incredible. And there I am, sat there with these on.
It disguises a mess.
Yeah, no.
No, but thank you on a personal behalf. There's quite a lot of band of brothers in the chat. They've all been putting the BOBs up. On behalf of all of them, thank you for the platform you've given us. Thank you for what you do every day. Personally, literally, I had a phone call 3 days ago. All my surgery since leaving has been sorted out through Health Heroes without me having to worry whatsoever. And I had a phone call 3 days ago saying I might have been put into a private hospital due to Health Heroes to have my next operation, which I wasn't going to be able till next year. Now I don't need to lose my leg, I should better keep my leg, and it's all going on, and it's only done through to Health Heroes. So,
I know, mate. It's what it's about. It's helping each other. It's veterans helping veterans, really, and giving them a platform and saying, look, we can do something. Sometimes you're stuck what that something is. God knows, in the past 13 years, you go, right, what do we do now? And actually, it's just doing something. And be that physical injury or the mental health injuries and all the horrors that the boys and girls and their families, the families, God help them, God bless them. The families putting up with us lot, putting up with a veteran alone, but putting up with somebody who's wounded, sick and injured. We've got to tip our hats to wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, aunties, uncles, mums, dads, who support us every day. But I'm glad, you're sorted. I think during this time, mate, we've just got to look out for other mates.
Yeah.
I think, there's a lot of people who do this sort of thing, and we know them and they're our friends, but I would ask everybody at this time just to think of somebody that they haven't heard from, maybe for a couple of weeks, maybe for a few days, and you go, I haven't heard from Bob, or I haven't heard from Samantha, or just send him a text. Just say, hi, booking in. That's all. And see what happens. Just think of somebody that you haven't heard from a couple of weeks, and give them a buzz, give them a text, bit of WhatsApp, and it'll make the world of difference, because it's so important at this time. And as I said, what you guys are doing now, creating that community, is so invaluable. So I salute all of you. Absolutely incredible.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for. You've got lots of love here saying thank you. You've got lots of too many thank yous for me to read. I can't read in the best of days, but you've got a lot of love. Trev, Trev, he's saying hello with one of the Health Hero volunteers. He's here watching. Yeah. He said you're looking. It's nice to see you looking well in lockdown. Yeah, there are lots of band of brothers here sharing their love for you. So
Yeah, they probably haven't noticed that I did my own haircut. There's not a lot left to do, but I find the clippers straight over the top. It's rather like when we used to all go on operations. Do your own haircut. Hair is the least of your worries.
you don't have to care about, innit?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. Well, thank you, Mark. I don't know if there's anything else anyone who wants to say to him before we I'm calling them because we've all got strange different names on the computer, so it's random names, so I can't. But you got Chris, another one of the beneficiaries. He's saying keep up the good work, Mark. This charity needs people like you, and I am proud to be part of a community that supports my brothers and sisters.
Thanks to Chris and Trev and everybody with a strange name. We've all got strange names, but please keep going. We started this 13 years ago and never dreamed. Well, I certainly didn't of what we've all been able to achieve. And it's not only those that were around in those days; it's every single one of us. Every day that's joining, they're joining a family. Help for Heroes is a family, and we look after each other, and we reach out to other people to get support and help. But Paul, once again, huge thank you to you, to everybody who's been involved over the months and weeks with Hero Up. We've still got a way to go, and so don't let things die down. Come up with new exciting ideas. Which is exactly what you've done. We've got a way to getting back to normal, if we ever get back to that sort of normality. But you have made a remarkable difference, Paul, and you should be very proud, along with all the other players and Hero Up. And please, for all of us out there who don't know about it or but can read about what you're doing, you make a difference. And you should be very, very proud of everything you've done.
Cheers, Mark. I appreciate that. And that's echo to all you at the team, because you have done most of the work, not me. So everyone who's listening, who's been on board, that message is for you. Cool. Well, thank you for your time, Mark. I appreciate it. It's very nice to see you on the face. It's nice to see a smiling face, and as always, you can inspire, and you're always bringing smiles to people's faces. So thank you for kicking us off. And
take care.
As long as the week goes like the start's gone, we're in for a good week.
Have a great week, and maybe I'll speak to you at the end of the week.
That'd be nice,
See how
Mark.
you're done.
That would be nice, Mark, actually, if you want to close it as well, if you're up for that. We'll see you in a week.
Let's do it, my friend. Good luck.
Take care, Mark. See you in a week.
Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye. Right, now I need to change my screen. I'm winging it here, guys, so you just got to bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing. If I press that. Nope, that doesn't work. Where's my keyboard not working? My keyboard's not working. Let me press that button here. My keyboard's not working. There we go. Got it. Need a keyboard. Not me. I don't need a keyboard, but it's working now. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to switch fire. We've got one of the I'm just going to double check he's still here. We've got a band of brother who's going to come and share his story. You've heard from Mark. Mark is one of the original of Help Heroes. He's got a lot of love for Help Heroes. He's got a lot of love for the beneficiaries, as you can hear, the military. But not only that, just everyone. Some of the words there he's echoed. I think we can all echo, really. Not a true word said. So what we're going to try and do now, if I can get him on the line, we're going to go and grab hold of Gary. He's a Help Heroes beneficiary, a veteran himself, who uses gaming like I do. He may be mid-game. He may not be. We will see what happens. We're just going to have to wing it, and we'll interrupt his game. We were going to play a game together, but the problem is he plays on PC, I play on PlayStation, and neither of us, have a clue what we're doing, so we're just going to chat. But if I join my Discord, and if I turn the mic off there... Gary, can you hear me, mate?
Got you loud and clear, mate. How's it going?
Look at that, as if that's like we planned it.
We do all right, don't we?
It couldn't have gone any better. Literally, I pressed the button and you're there. We just had Mark on. We've had the national anthem blasting. It's going all right. I've sort of introduced you. Obviously, you're a Help for Heroes band of brother. you're a veteran yourself. You play games yourself, mate. You've got. I don't want to spook you or anything, but you've got 26 people watching at the moment on this channel, and Frag's hosting it, and there's a few other people hosting it as well. So God knows how many people are actually watching. But basically, mate, what we're looking at for really is just sharing anything you want to share with the community who's watching, anything about Help for Heroes, gaming, or just general have a chat, whatever works your way. Gary.
Yeah, happy days, man. And my whole journey with Help for Heroes started in a roundabout kind of way. So I was leading what was a quite a successful military career. Lots of courses, done really well on them. I was just going from place to place. Had a big, massive event happen to me in 2009 on tour. And off the back of that action, I was actually awarded the Conspicuous Gallantry Cross. So one of the nation's kind of highest awards for gallantry. So I was set up for my military career. Everything was just in place. And, it was just a matter of just carrying on business as usual. And I was set in a career for life. I actually went to Harrogate, Army Foundation College Harrogate, the teaching new recruits. I was up a hill in Scotland. It was at the kind of end of their training. And I was stood talking to one young recruit, and I turned to talk to another one. And as I pivoted my weight from my left leg to my right leg, I felt my right leg give way. And I'd never broken a bone before in my life. But I just felt my leg crumple underneath me. And before I knew it, there was on the ground, leg wrapped up underneath me. And these young recruits having to pick me up and carry me off the hill. So that was the most embarrassing bit, if I'm honest. I said, no helicopter evacuation, just get me off the hill, have my crew take me off. And I suddenly found myself in a place where my career was set. Everything was in place. Everything was just business as usual. And I'd suffered this massive break. And over the next couple of weeks, it slowly transpired that it wasn't just a normal break. Lots of nerve damage, lots of kind of soft tissue that wasn't going to recover. And before I knew it, they were telling me, career's over. We're probably going to cut your leg leg off. And you're probably not going to be able to work again. So everything was just wiped out in the space of around about 10 weeks, mate.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can sort of resonate with that because my career ended up with crow bags picking me up as well.
I thought ours were quite similar, so that's why I put in the really embarrassing bit, just in case it was.
yeah. Thanks for reminding me how embarrassing it was, though.
A crow effect.
So how long have you been playing games for, then?
So the incident where I was awarded the Conspicuous Gallantry Cross, mate, basically 2 American A-10s turned up, and I've never seen flying like it. So I was the part of the fire support team, so I coordinated the artillery, the mortars. We would coordinate the attack helicopters and the fast air, and basically we were in big trouble. There was me and another guy. We were forward of our own troops. We were pretty isolated, and the enemy were on the other side of a wall, basically trying to overrun us at the time. These 2 A-10s rocked up, mate. They done, I think it was in total 7 strafes, and whenever we done the calculations, it was probably about 30 meters from us.
Oh.
And these were blokes. These were blokes. I don't know their name. I only know their call sign. They didn't know my name. They didn't know my capabilities, but they still done this for me. Mm. And I can remember whenever I was on my kind of recovery pathway, I was playing a lot of video games, and I'd seen this one game on YouTube. It's called DCS, and I seen that they had the A-10 in it, and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be amazing to try to fly the mission to save me? Wouldn't it be cool to see how difficult it was, a job that they actually done? Mm. So I ended up building this kind of PC to a point where I could do it. I got all of the ancillaries and everything to help me along with it, and I still haven't managed to successfully fly the mission they done for me.
Oh wow! Is that one of the games that we were when I asked you what games you play? Was one of them games?
So I play a couple of games. I play Squad, which is pretty much a first-person shooter. It's almost a blend in between like an arcade shooter and Arma.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's really good. It's all about tactics and all of that kind of stuff. DCS is more to do with flight simulations.
yeah, yeah.
So there's full on kind of takeoff, landing procedures. If you want to drop any munitions, you have to go through all of the correct steps in the cockpit.
Oh, wow.
And actually, one of the other kind of reasons that I do it is one of the medication I'm on for my kind of constant pain. Doctors uh, label it as a death sentence for the brain. So one of the things I do to try to combat that is I try to take up these hobbies that take a lot of brain function, a lot of cognitive skill, and just try to keep that ticking along. So it's got that dual kind of aspect there. One to try to fly that mission, and the second one to try to keep my brain as active as possible.
And that's the trick, isn't it? I think that's the key. What people who don't understand gaming miss is how active actually you've got to be and how much hard work and concentration and focus it takes to be able to do and play some of these games. Uh,
Absolutely, mate, and just I love squad because I can be getting like a 12-year-old coming on and squad leading me. Now they don't have an idea about my background or my capabilities or anything, but he's my boss in that game, so I have to listen to him and I have to do whatever he tells me to do. And I just think it's brilliant. There's a lot of us from the armed forces community, and none of us ever really dig in on anyone. We're all there just to play a game, and it's class having that camaraderie and that kind of need to work together in a game. And I'm doing it while I'm sitting at home with a bit of a gammy leg.
yeah, and when no one can go anywhere because there's a virus out, so it still keeps people networked and communicating as well at the same time, like we're doing now.
Yeah, so I'm part of this Discord group. I'm part of another Discord group, and I think one of the amazing things is people willing to talk about mental health, how they're dealing at the minute. Maybe some people who are struggling, and actually this week, as part of the other Discord group, I'm actually taking a drive down to have a distance brew with somebody who's
Oh, wow.
who's properly struggling at the minute. And I don't think those conversations would have happened, over text or over phone. I think it's in the small, really tight knit great gamer community. I think people are willing to share a little bit more than they would in normal life, mate.
Yeah, I do as well. And I think it's one of the warmest communities. So I've been involved with a lot of communities, from volunteering to, well, just quite military community. But I haven't come one quite. I mean, I've been gaming since I was little. Only like not to the length of like professionally, or just enjoying it, having a laugh with your mates, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
I've never came across like the gaming community, if you like. It's only the lads in the block or my mate from down the street until we started doing what we're doing now. And then when I got in touch with Fragman, who I think's around here, and Scruffy and Carl and everyone who, including the military network as well, but take the military network aside, to people who's opened their community to us and want to come and help us and join our mission and our focus, what we're trying to achieve, how warming they are to let us join them, and just how much time they give to us. I mean, I was on I've been on the phone to Frag like just before after midnight trying to sort things out and talking through things. And today, when he's meant to be looking after the kids and stuff, we're on Discord chatting and just getting things sorted. And it's a community I don't think you quite find anywhere else. And I think it's going to be massive, and I think it's going to change the way people see gaming forever. And I actually think it's going to be one of the most powerful recovery platforms is going to be today once it gets kicked up and going. I genuinely do.
Absolutely. And that thing that you said about community, that resonates with me so much because whenever I did hurt myself, I spent a lot of time isolated in the house. Now the military moves on. That's not me having a word against them. That's just the reality of it. They're busy people. They've got pretty busy jobs to do. They need to move on with things. So you kind of get left behind a little bit. And it wasn't until like I got involved with the Help for Heroes community. That's the thing that made me realize how much of a bad way I was, how much of a bad place I was in. And it was Prince Harry's kind of shot across the bow. I'm creating an international sporting event. It's going to be in London at the end of 2014. I want as many wounded, injured, and sick people there as possible. And I can remember sitting there just creating excuses why I couldn't
Yeah,
try out for this thing called the Invictus Games.
yeah,
And then it was people from Help for Heroes. And, a few other forces charities who suddenly kind of put their arms around us and said, why can't you? And they started creating like transport plans for us to get the trials, the sporting events, just to chip away at us, and just the support that they brought along. They challenged us at the same time, but they supported us, and they were like, we will enable you to be able to get there, but you have to put some of that in yourself. And whenever I started to go to these events and I looked around and I seen people in a very similar position as me, dealing with injuries, dealing with pain, dealing with medication, all of those kind of things, I suddenly realized that I was looking in the wrong place for my support. I was looking to my old workmates. What I need to be looking at now is the people in the same position as me, and there was an absolute wealth of knowledge within that community, mate, and that was the thing that really brought me out of that kind of dark hole post injury.
Yeah, and it's a powerful network, the Band of Brothers. It's like you said, it's the military itself is a powerful bond because it's just I can't explain the military bond. I've never been able to, but it's powerful. But the Band of Brothers and the Band of Sisters and Health Heroes family, which reaches past just beneficiaries, it's people who support it as well, is one of the most powerful networks and powerful communities you'll ever be part of. We talked about gaming, but the sheer people involved in the Band of Brothers like yourself who've done what you've done and been awarded what you've been awarded, who come together to help each other. I mean, where else do you find that network, that bond of men and women and people who are that dedicated to what they're doing anywhere else?
Absolutely, and that reassurance that. So I've not actually had too much involvement over the last couple of years with Health for Heroes because I've been in such a great place. Things have moved on really well for me. But there's that knowledge that if I ever did need assistance, it's just a phone call away.
Yeah.
And all of those pals are still there, even if you don't talk to them for a while. The old armed forces thing of they're always at the other end of a phone, and you can just phone them, and things will just slip back in as they were before. It's so reassuring to know, and quite a comfort.
Yeah, 100%. And not only is it only a phone call away now, it's only a game away.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm sitting watching you. You'll be able to watch me. We're able to get in games together. Yeah, I've got quite a few pals who are still serving, who are in different places around the world, and they're still able to link in on. So it's just unreal. Whenever I've been thinking about this whole COVID thing, one of the things I thought would be quite challenging for people is this ability to communicate. It was something that we recognized and we seen quite a bit in Iraq and Afghanistan. I think it was only 23 minutes a week you got on a telephone call. Yeah. Well, I'm currently seeing it where there's so many different methods of communication. People are actually getting confused by it. There's Zoom, there's Skype, there's all of these different methods and ways of calling. And it was like us actually. Whenever we were planning this, how are we going to do it? Is it Discord? Is it telephone? Are we going to go on Twitch? What are we going to do?
Is it going to work?
Just an absolute wealth, yeah. And the best thing I'm seeing of COVID at the minute, for me personally, is I'm seeing social media being used in the correct way.
Yeah,
now, I'm aware. I've seen a lot of friends saying that it's not being used in the correct way in other places. But I've cut all of that access stuff out of my life, mate. I'm using it for the sole purpose of communicating with my friends, my loved ones, and it's really healthy platform whenever you use it in that correct way.
Yeah, 100%, man. You're all the way on that. And then thank you for being a part of what we're trying to create. It won't work with one person. It won't work with two people. It won't work with just the Health for Heroes staff. It won't just work with the beneficiaries. It won't just work with the beneficiaries and the Health for Heroes staff. We need everybody who's in board, and that's what's so special. We've got already. We've been doing it. About a month. It was one charity event, and then about a month ago we made it a little bit more serious because we realised the power and the momentum behind it. So now we've got the beneficiaries. We've got us. We've got the Health for Heroes staff. We've got the Army E-teams, so the AGC E-team have been absolutely mega supportive. They're in a live game at the moment against, I can't remember who they're playing against, but when they're finished that, they're coming straight over to raid us and they're going to come and join us. So we'll get them on board, and they're helping the guys in our Discord, our H4H gamers, if you like, they're helping them out. But not only that, then you've got people like Frag the Pros who are coming on board to help us all out. And then you've got, on top of that, you've got all his network coming in to support us. But then you've got the agencies like Swipe Right and all that coming in to help us. So it's bringing everybody together, which is making, so you've got the gamers, you've got the beneficiaries, you've got every part of that cog that makes things work coming together in one. That's why I think even down to the head of psychological and wellbeing in Help Heroes is involved, and that's why I think it's going to be so special, and that's why I think it's going to, because it is, isn't it? It's a safe place. We're in a safe place. Where else do you feel like you can just sit and talk like this?
Is absolutely. And well, buddy, I have a point for yourself. I've seen how many hours you've been putting in, how many emails and everything you're doing. So you make sure you make sure that it remains a good thing for you, and it doesn't go too far, eh?
Yeah, no, it's and I've got to be honest, and I do have to be honest. Since I had a bit of a downhill turn, and I was sick of life, I hated it, and I didn't want to be about. And then once through, I realised my problems, like we all do, and you get on top of them. Then I decided I need to do something in life more than just earning a wage, more than just earning a living. I need to do something positive, and I need to do something. Not a job's important because it pays your bills and it pays your livelihood. Your house is important because you live in it. But the reality is, it's just items in it. It's just materials. I needed to do something more than that, and I want to be part of something bigger than that. And then I dedicated my life that day when I decided that, do you know what, I've had help and I've had support, and people have got me through things that I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have got through on my own. But people did that and helped me get there, and have got me where I am today. And I'm a firm believer is where you get to where you want to be, turn back around and help those behind you, or the people who were struggling where you were when you were struggling. And that's why. And I can't do it just me, and it can't be just me. It's like yourself, you're here now, ready to talk. You're playing games. You're involved in the network. You're on the Discord. You're engaging everybody else who's listening now and tuning in. Everybody, we've got 23 viewers now, and it's gone. You can tell because it was up at 30 odd, and now it's gone down to 23, and it's staying to the network. It's getting down to the gaming network now. The people who appreciate gaming, what it's for, and what it's about, and being in and about it. And together we've got something really special, and it is together. We can make a difference, like a real difference in life. And you know what? We'll all better look back and go, people are getting help from what we started, and we'll be looking back and just going, we did it together as a team.
Absolutely. We were stood at the evening before the Invictus Games, and Martin Culclough from Help for Heroes.
Yeah.
He gave us the evening brief, and then his final words were, "If not me, then who?
Yeah.
If not now, then when?" And that just sums it up completely, doesn't it, mate?
It does, 100%. Yeah, it does. And I think on that note, shall we get some gaming on the go?
Absolutely.
What are you playing then? Let's get the game.
I think I might hit some squad. So yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't know whether to try to live stream tonight or to go visit back and do it on YouTube, mate. But yeah, I'm gonna hit some squad. So anybody tap me up, randomgary.sos, and yeah, if you fancy squad, come across. Newbie friendly, and we'll get some rounds downrange.
Yeah, I like that. I love that. And thanks for your service, mate. Honestly, I mean that, and it obviously that medal you've got on your chest is, like, anyone who's served, anyone knows anything about it, that is not easily earned. It's not something you can just. They're few and far between. So generally, and I reckon everybody who was with you there, and then when you earned that, obviously you led from the front and you did some amazing things, mate. So thank you for doing.